I'm Christopher McClure, IT Director for the Town of Hopkinton and host of Manager's Corner. Local government is here for you. Manager's Corner allows you to meet the diverse group of people who make your local Hopkinton government run. This show advances our goal of increasing transparency, communication, citizen engagement, and service. Each month, you will have the opportunity to see and hear the people who make up the various town departments, boards, and committees. You will learn about them, the role and function of their departments, and available services. Manager's Corner will share the successes, challenges, and plans of your local government to help keep you informed and involved in the decisions affecting you. All right, so today we have Rownak Hussain, Library Director for the Town of Hopkinton.
Hi, Chris.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
So there may be some viewers surprised to learn that in 2012, in the digital age, there's still such a place as the library, an actual building that you can go to with books in it, and it's still playing a vital role in the community. So tell us a little bit about the services that a library still provides to the town.
Well, a library in the 21st century, or with this digital age, is a very fascinating place because it's not only a place for books and DVDs and videos and books and other things, computers. It's also a place for people to go, to enjoy, to learn technology. So, for example, in our library, we help people to learn how to download books on their gadgets, how to do email, how to do a spreadsheet. So, you know, with the advent of technology, it's really working well for everyone. We're using technology to enhance people's lives, offer information, books, and other resources to, as I said, to enhance their lives and social and intellectual experience. So with the digital improvement, I think libraries are becoming more and more important place for not only use the traditional resources, but also learn and move forward.
Right.
So I think it's really fantastic. It's a fun place to be because a lot of things happen in a library these days.
Right. Well, let's start with the basics. Where are you located?
We're located at 13 Main Street in Hopkinton.
Yeah, and your hours?
Hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Well, Monday's an exception. We open at 1 on Monday and close at 8. Wednesday and Friday, we open at 10, close at 8, and Tuesday, Thursday, 10 to 5, I'm sorry. And then Saturdays, we're open 10 to 1, just from fall to early spring.
Right. And of course, you're online.
Oh, absolutely. That's talking about technology. Yes, we're definitely online. You can reach us at www.hopkintonlibrary.org, and everything, all our services and resources right on the web. You can browse our catalog, not only just our catalog, 60 other library catalogs at your fingertips. You can browse, you can reserve any books or DVDs and have them dropped off in our library. Say you chose a book from Westboro or Southboro or Northboro, and we don't have it or our copy's out. That book can be dropped off in our library. You just have to come and pick it up. You can reserve museum passes. You can check what programs we have. As I said, library in the 21st century, more than books. So we not only have materials, we also have interesting programs. Programs that are educational, fun, workshop style, lecture style. So we have programs going on every day. So you can check books, museum passes, DVDs, see what's going on in the library, what's happening, and also we have staff pick. The staff put their books that they like. So you can do all of these functions right from your home or anywhere you are, on your laptop or in your cell phone or gadget. So,
and those services require a library card?
Yes, to borrow, yes. You have to have actually a Massachusetts library. Any Massachusetts library card would allow you to visit any of the libraries. So it's really expanded quite a bit. You may not have to have a Hopkinton library card. You may have a Westboro Public Library card, but you can do all the same.
Right. Well, I know one of the exciting things a lot of libraries are offering, and you are as well, is the ability to check out ebooks.
Correct. Okay, so ebooks is kind of a beast by itself, as I may call it, because it's a little bit of complex because the popular publishers are not allowing bestsellers to be purchased or borrowed in e-format in public libraries because because they feel like if they give it to libraries or the library buy one copy, voila, people are not going to buy those on their own. So it's pretty restrictive, but there are publishers and there are titles that we buy. And then, so there are two models going on right now. There's like one book, one patron model, which is restrictive because if a book is downloaded by someone, you won't be able to download it because until that book is returned. So to really help frustration for patrons, we now have another ebook lending service where the model is different. Anybody can download any book at any time from their catalog. So it's multiple, so which is great. But again, the problem is sometimes if you're looking for the bestseller or what's hot in the market, may not be there, and that's not because we haven't bought it. That's because the publisher's not making that available. So there's a little bit of a push and pull going on with the publishing industry and the library world. But hopefully all of that will get squared away. But at least for the most part, yes, we do. We have two different services, and you can check that online and do that. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people come to the library with their Nook or Kindle to learn how to download. So they, for example, Christmas is coming, and a lot of grandparents and parents are going to get those gadgets, and they have no idea how to do it, and they come to the library. And that's our role, to teach them, to make them feel comfortable to use technology and move forward.
Right. Well, the library is one of those rare departments that truly serves every demographic in town. Maybe talk about some of the different kinds of people who come into the library, different ages, different needs, and then the different types of services that you offer and people would find.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the main difference between library and any other town department, is that we're obligated to serve from little kids to seniors. So, and each demographic, each group needs are different. And our current challenge is that because we're so limited in space, we're not able to provide optimum level of services for all. So for children, we absolutely have to have children's room, but even within the children's room, there's a toddler, there's a preschool, and there's elementary school. Then you have young adults. So young adults, which again, their needs are different. They're more into, their learning style is different. So you have to offer technology and the environment so they learn. And then you're talking about adults who might be just interested to have fun and read fiction. Then you're talking about the senior citizen. Their needs are different. You have to have large print books. Maybe they won't need to understand how to use the catalog. So, the range of services from toddler to seniors is a wide range, and we always have to be careful, make sure we are all serving, their needs. And as we move forward, their needs also change. So it's fascinating.
Right. And what do you see with the role of the librarian and the professional staff in serving that demographic?
Well, I think our roles have changed tremendously. It's no longer about, don't talk. It's no longer that. We're more like teachers. We help. Our job is to help people fulfill their information needs, whatever need they may have. Someone may come and say, I'm really doing this research, I don't know how to get the best information. So you walk them through the internet, and you may think, wow, everything is on the internet. But the problem is everything is on the internet, but everything is not reliable and useful to use. So people still need to understand, when you get zillion hits, of those zillion hits, which ones are really reliable and credible to use. For example, when school students come to use the library to do research, they're supposed to be citing sites or academic sites or research organizations that are credible. So you still have to walk them through that and help them understand, okay, that's not a good site, this is not a real site. So there's a little bit of a learning curve there too. So I think that will always exist. So that's one thing. And technology is another thing. It's changing, and people need to learn. And as librarians, we have to stay on top of it, use technology to teach people, and we have to learn. So I think it's fascinating. It'll continue to stay, and we will just move and grow with technology.
Right. Yeah, I definitely want to follow up on some of those topics. Because in technology, we are experiencing a similar thing where it's a time where everything is simultaneously possible. And on my smartphone, I basically have every piece of literature
Right.
ever written at my disposal.
Right.
But people still need to know how to make sense of it
Exactly.
and how to wade through the jungle. And so
Exactly.
librarians, like technology professionals, are becoming more of a tour guide
Yes.
to navigate and make sense and
Absolutely.
create context and meaning
Yeah.
of the very overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
landscape.
just give you a quick example. Darien Public Library recently built is one of the latest library, and they don't have a circulation desk, so they have kiosks for people to check out, check in. But however, they have a couple of people on call standing right on the side, because at some point, you need their intervention to sift through the jungle. So I think the roles of librarians will never completely go away,
Right.
but how we use them and how we train them to help people is going to be our challenge.
Well, and I know a lot of people in this economy are struggling to find work, and one of the services you offer is computer access and the ability for people to come in and search for jobs,
That's correct.
polish their resume, and get
Yes.
some assistance.
Yes, and we also offer job searching classes. So part of our role is also provide workshops. So we do provide workshop on how to do job searching, how to write your resume, how to even find jobs, strategies for job searching. So again, going back to role of librarians, it's everything encompassing
Right.
what's happening with people and their lives.
Now let's take a break a moment and talk about you.
Okay, sure.
Part of the focus of doing this show is to introduce the actual people who make up the town departments.
Okay.
Realize that there's a human face behind town government. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
Where you come from.
Yeah, I grew up in Connecticut. I graduated from high school and college there. Then I moved to Boston and I attended Simmons. Well, let me go back a little bit. So I went to Southern Connecticut State University, get a bachelor's in sociology. And at that point, I sort of knew that I wanted to major. I wanted to learn about library. I wanted to find out how all this works, how everything is organized. So I moved to Boston and I did my master's in Simmons College, master's in library information science. And then I continued to work for mostly corporate and academic libraries because those are the fun places to work. I never thought I would work for a public library. So I come from a strong corporate background and university library. And then when I moved to Hopkinton, and when an opportunity came at Hopkinton Public Library, I applied and fortunate enough to be accepted for the position.
And how long have you been in Hopkinton?
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years. It's been a great ride.
Yeah.
It's been fun. It's been challenging, but it's definitely fun. I really enjoy my work. Every day is different. I love working with people, learning to see what their needs are. Are we providing what they're looking for? What's going on, outside the library that people would be interested in? Keep up with the bestsellers. So we have a couple of book clubs. So it's always fun because library is a community place. It's no longer just a place that you don't go and borrow a book. It's really a community place for people to social. It's a very social place.
Right.
So people come to do all kinds of things. They come to borrow a book, but in the process, they're talking to their friends, they're talking to me, they carry on a conversation, they go out to a coffee shop, or so it's a very fun place to be, and different people come for different reasons. I see people always there constantly with their laptops. They're just doing their work, whatnot, or they're having a meeting. Tutors are teaching their kids. Parents bring their kids to do their homework. It's a fun place. It's a lively place, and I'm glad to be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do have to admit, even being in technology, I still like to hold a book in my hand and read it. I haven't warmed up to the idea of an e-reader. I just like that tactile experience of holding it.
Yes.
And then circling back to our early conversation, one of the things I think we wrestle with as we try to evaluate how to use technology and take advantage of all the good that it does, is to look at the need and role of having an actual physical place where people can go. And there's discussions about, do we still need a building called a library where people can go, because we can go online and I can get pretty much every book at the library, a lot of it for free,
Right.
et cetera. I think you pointed out some of the value of having that social place and that sort of human reminder.
Yeah.
You know.
And people interact in library. Remember, people come for all sorts of things. So this is what I've really noticed. You know, in my corporate background, my academic, that was different. But what I've seen and learned in Hopkinton, people come to the library for various reasons, not just for books. So it is a social place. It brings everyone together. And in Hopkinton, we really consider Hopkinton Public Library to be the hub of the town.
Right.
So it's a place, and that's what's happening with the 21st century libraries. It's becoming a community place for everyone. So you have to create space for everyone. You have to create space for toddlers and elementary school children, for young adults, for their various learning style, regular adults to read, browse, and the seniors. So if you think about serving all these different segments of population, you have to create space for all of them.
Right.
And there's a need for that. And you may not personally use the library, but you have to support the library because the library is a very, very valuable service to the town.
Right.
So,
well, another theme of this show is to kind of do some inside shop discussion. As government employees, we take for granted sometimes the inner workings and some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that may not be as visible. And I know one of the things I'm familiar with in the library is the regional networks. You guys work with CW, Mars. I know one of the big conversations in government now, as budgets are tight, is looking at regionalization and ways we can share resources. And libraries have been doing regionalization for a long time. So maybe talk a little bit about what CW Mars is, what it means to be part of that consortium, what services and benefits it gives to the town in terms of how we order books and share books, et cetera.
Well, CW, I mean, it's amazing. Without the resource sharing and regionalization, services would have been really much more expensive and tough for us to provide. So usually, there is a state agency called MBLC, Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners. They receive federal grants, federal funding to help public libraries. And CW Mars is a computer vendor providing network services. So they also receive some grant from the MBLC, and then the participating libraries, regional libraries, as a result, pay a discounted fee for their network services. So everybody's kind of working together to help each other. And so from the federal government to local to the service vendors and resource sharing idea comes our network. And then through the network, all these resources become available. So nothing is really free. Somebody's paying somewhere. Even public library services are not free. I mean, we can offer it because people pay taxes. So this sharing of information and helping each other is incredibly important. So what we offer from the town is really, really important from sharing point of view. And as long as we continue to help each other from federal government to state to local, we will be able to provide what we call free public library services to our patron.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think that's worth investigating as we explore other regional, because libraries, again, have been doing it successfully for a while.
To be honest with you, I think if you look at other communities, library services were cut, but I think it was more in the spirit of making it more efficient or consolidation, not so much cut the services. So and we've been very lucky, we've been doing really well, and because of resource sharing where you can borrow from other library and the state provides that van drop off, which is incredibly important. You may not be able to say you don't have a car, you don't have a job, you don't have money, but you can request materials to be brought to you from another library. So that's very important.
Right. Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Friends of the Library?
Oh, yes. Also, we talked about government a bit. So the libraries also function well and thrive because libraries always have volunteer groups to help out. So Friends of the Library, almost every library has one. They're basically a private group of citizens. They call Friends of the Library, and they do fundraising and also physically help libraries. They fund things that are not available available through the government funding or the state funding. They also help libraries physically to shelve books and do programs and all kinds of stuff. In our library, we also have a library foundation, which got established this year, which is working hard toward raising some private funding to build our new library.
Right. Right. How many people work at the library?
8 people.
Wow.
Yeah. 4 people full-time and 5 people, well, actually there were 9 altogether, 5 people part-time.
Great.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, as we conclude, is there any other
No,
topic,
I'm delighted to be here, and my message to the community will be, whether you use the library or not, but we do need your support moving forward. It is a valuable resource, and you may not be using it, but there's so many users are out there who need the library services, who need this community place, and it's a warm, comforting place, and we look forward to continue to serve you.
Right, great, thank you.
you.
Well, if you haven't been to the library in a while, it wouldn't hurt to pay a visit. Again, they're online at hoppingtonlibrary.org.
That's correct.
Almost all the services available in the library are available online, but as always, we would love to see you.
That's correct.
And again, remember to visit the town online at hoppingtonma.gov. We'll take the relevant videos from here and link them so that you can always see Manager's Corner online as related to the different town departments. We want to see you. We want to hear from you. If there's a topic that we haven't covered on the show, or a department head or board or committee member or an aspect of town government that you're curious about, email me at cmcclure@hoppingtonma.gov. We're on Twitter at hoppingtonma. We're on Facebook now. We're on Google+. There's different email and web feeds and a host of services online. So if you visit us at hoppingtonma.gov and click on our Follow Us link, you'll find many, many ways to stay informed with the town. So again, thank you, Rownak, for coming.
you.
A pleasure to speak to you.
Yeah.
You're on public property. By law, minors aren't allowed to smoke in public. You're going to notify your parents. Some education and material to inform you of the harms of cigarette smoking.
I'm Dr. Sharon Levy. Abuse of substances like alcohol and marijuana is associated with the 3 leading causes of adolescent death: motor vehicle crashes and injuries, homicides, and suicides. If you suspect your child is using substances, there is help available. Programs like the Adolescent Substance Abuse Program at Boston Children's Hospital are committed to providing exceptional care, from advice on how to manage a young person who's begun experimenting with substances to treatment for adolescents with addiction and everything in between. Care begins with a full mental and physical assessment. Treatment options include individual counseling and education, monitoring programs and drug testing, medication treatment for substance dependence, parent guidance, and group therapy for adolescents and parents. For more information, visit the Adolescent Substance Abuse Program at Boston Children's Hospital.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Peralt, host of the program Meet Your Neighbor on HCAM-TV. This show introduces you to Hopkinton residents, the many interesting people who are our neighbors, and we invite them to share stories, experiences, insights, and observations from their lives. We'd like to hear who you think should be interviewed on our program. So if you know someone that Hopkinton should get to know more about, please email me, and stay tuned for more episodes of Meet Your Neighbor on HCAM-TV.
I'm Dr. Stuart Chipkin.
I'm Dr. Barry Braun. One of the best prescriptions for good health that any patient can receive is regular physical exercise, and it works for people of all ages.
Regular exercise helps to control weight, strengthen bones and muscles, and improve mental health, and reduce the risks of chronic illnesses such as heart disease, diabetes, and cancer.
You don't have to be an athlete to reap the benefits of physical activity. Moderate exercise like walking can improve your health and well-being.
Unfortunately, too many of us are inactive. Fewer than 2 in 10 get the recommended amount of exercise, and more than a quarter of adults get none at all.
If you're someone not taking advantage of the health benefits of exercise, talk with your doctor to see how you can start.
For more information on how exercise can improve your health, review the physical activity guidelines for Americans at health.gov.
HCAM-TV showing movies.
That's right. Dive-In Drive-In's a new show on HCAM.
Join Mike and I as we present some B movies.
Movies that have piqued the two Mike's interest.
And not to mention, they're also free.
We'll give you some interesting tidbits about the cast and crews.
And point out some of the reasons these are classic B films.
So check out the HCAM-TV website at hcam.tv for movie days and showtimes.
I'm Matt DeWolf.
And I'm Mitch Lee.
One of the most powerful influences on our individual health is our own behavior, the lifestyle choices we make that affect our well-being.
The decisions we make about tobacco and alcohol, the foods we eat, and whether we exercise or remain sedentary determine how healthy we will be today and in the future.
How and what we eat, in particular, plays a critical role in our health. A healthy diet can reduce the incidence of preventable illnesses, such as diabetes and heart disease, conditions that burden millions of patients and lead to ever-increasing costs to our healthcare system.
This emphasis on healthy eating has now moved into the community with an innovative program that we started in Worcester, Mass.
This program is called Woo Food after the city of Worcester, and it focuses on restaurants and the important role they can play in the health of their customers.
This program can work in your community as well, and we invite you to join the effort. For more information, visit woofood.org.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Peralt, co-producer of Wake Up and Smell the Poetry, an HCAM series honoring poetry, story, and song that takes place on the third Saturday each month before a live audience. Guest features share their art, followed by an open mic with people who come from near and far. Others come to listen and be part of this warm and welcoming studio and to wake up a bit to arts and to life. You're welcome to join us and to tune in or visit our website for our weekly program. Hope you can join us.